Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo. Then we can be assured that other nations will not treat America with respect, the respect that we deserve.
What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video, and we are back with a serious prediction video. I know it's been a while. It's been since, I think, January we've done one. As everybody knows, in off months like February, I'm doing the more so bullshit-esque predictions where it's like best case scenario, worst case scenario, or stuff like that. So more so the clickbait titles. But months like, March, May, etc., upwards of the September, these are the serious predictions. Of course, October, November, those are obviously be the serious predictions. So this is an actual prediction. No BS, best case scenario, no clickbait title of Maryland, safe Green Party or stuff like that. This is a serious prediction. Now, before I forget, I hope everybody enjoys these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes. Also, before I forget, subscribe to my Rumble page. There will be an exclusive video, not on YouTube, but on Rumble tomorrow. Again, there will also be a video on YouTube tomorrow, but the Rumble video, it's going to be on a topic I'm not allowed to talk about on YouTube, man. Not going to say much about it, but I think most of you could probably guess what it is. So again, subscribe to my Rumble page. If you do not have Rumble, click the referral link in the description down below. It'll be the first link. If you do click this button and, sign up on Rumble and stuff, you will support the channel greatly every time you do that. So again, sign up for the referral link. That'll help the channel, and yes. So I think it's time we actually do the prediction. I know no more BS promotion stuff, but I may have an announcement at the end of the video. Just wait, but let's do this. So let's get rid of all these serious or not serious races. No chance of happening. I mean, Colorado, no. I don't even think you should even run a candidate here. I mean, yeah, Paulus isn't best, but considering that Colorado's becoming that Democrat and you have that type of governor, just keep him. Just keep him there to hold off the hounds for now. So I think that Paulus, considering the fact he's in Colorado, a Democrat, he's actually decent on some issues like taxes. It's weird, but the fact that, Colorado's Democrats, elected like a centrist as the governor, well, I wouldn't call him a centrist, but compared with most Democrats now, he's more centrist on some economic issues. So Colorado is safe Democrat either way. Republicans don't have a serious candidate in this race. As for the Northeast, this is where the bloodbath begins. I think Rhode Island, it's going to be barely safe. It's going to be just barely. And I know Republicans have some decent candidates in Rhode Island, but it's one of those states where it's either going to be like nail biter like 5 days after the election's called, or it's going to be a landslide for the Democrats. That's what's probably going to happen. And I just for now see it being like a 10, 11 point victory for the Democrats. Yeah, Republicans have some decent candidates, but Rhode Island's cursed. I mean, the Democrat Party's like half of them are conservative and stuff. It's weird. Now, as for the state of New York, if Cuomo was running, I think Republicans would take this race. But even if you had a Youngkin-style candidate like Lee Zeldin run like Youngkin, it's not happening. It sucks. The governor's awful, worse than Cuomo, but she does not have all those black-eyed scandals like Cuomo did. If it was Cuomo, this could be a race Republicans could have flipped, but sadly, that really passed. I mean, Republicans could get a good candidate, but even then, that's not going to do much. I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. Now, for the Republicans, these are obvious. Guys, again, a lot of these states, these are so obvious. Texas, that's gone. After last night's results, some of the best primary turnout Republicans have had in Texas since, I think, 2014. And it's just the Democrats did awful in places like Harris. They did awful in places like Tarrant. The Rio Grande Valley, they proved last night the trends in 2020 were not bullshit. They were real. I think Iowa is also safe. Kim Reynolds is going to win. I mean, after her State of the Union response, which, by the way, again, Kim Reynolds, not the best. She's okay. It just, I think she's won by a lot now. I think she had a good speech after the Biden disaster of a State of the Union. But that's not saying much. It is Iowa. As for Arkansas, these states, these are obvious. Florida, that's gone. I don't care what that bullshit listener poll says about Chris will win by 20 points. Like, I don't care what that says. From voter registration data alone, DeSantis is going to win by a lot. I mean, Democrats have no energy in the state. The statewide party has imploded. And, Charlie Crisp and Nikki Fry, all their donations are coming from New York and stuff. It's like, nobody gives a crap about you in Florida. They care about you in New York in the Northeast. Like, that's not a good combo. Now, for the Northeast, speaking of the Northeast, these are obvious, Frickin' Vermont. Again, I will never get over Vermont being safe Republican, but that's how it works in governorships. It's cursed, but these are the safe states no matter what you do. Well, maybe Rhode Island, but these are states that I think everybody can agree on for sure safe Republican or safe Democrat. And before I forget, we gotta include the Virginia results. Lean Republican in Virginia and lean Democrat in the state of New Jersey. Sad the Italian could not win, but he did make it very close. Which Republicans got their heads out of their ass and spent money, but that's Republicans in a nutshell. So these are the 16 races that could potentially go both ways. Probably not, but some of these states, though, I think will possibly go both ways. And we're going to start in the state of Oregon. Now, I usually say the great state of blank, but Oregon is a great state outside of Portland. Portland's a dump. It should not exist. It should just go away. And Democrats may be in trouble in Oregon. I know that may sound crazy, but I made a video in Oregon like a month ago about a third-party candidate. A legitimate one, not a bullshit one that's like going to get 0.5% of the vote in like the Portland area. A serious candidate who's appealing to moderate Democrat voters to be like, hey, vote for me, not this lunatic Democrat. And she is actually getting significant support from big names in Oregon. And if Republicans just barely, run a decent candidate, they could win this race. But I just think that even if she takes like 10-15% of the Democrat vote away, I just don't think that's enough yet. But that race, I think, will be a shocker how close it is. Again, it's going to be very close, but I just think Democrats have the edge because it's freaking Oregon. Why? Oregon, why do you exist? Just why? Now, for Nevada, that's obvious. The cis is done. He's done no matter what. I mean, he blew it. The COVID stuff killed him. And I know that, Republicans, or not Republicans, that Democrat governors are finally ending the restrictions, but it's a little too late. I mean, he is done. His popularity is cratered. The Democrat Party has just flat out collapsed. The Reid machine is gone. It's all pointing to Nevada going to the Republicans by 4 to 5 points. The state legislature, though, I don't know. It's going to be very close to the state legislative level, but Nevada is weird when it comes to gerrymandering, so there's that. Sad, but is true. Now we got Arizona. I'm not even gonna mess with this. Carrie Lake's gonna win easily against Hobbs. I mean, Hobbs is running as a Bernie bro. And look what has happened in Arizona every single time a Bernie bro has run at the governorship level. They've gotten smacked every single time. So it's the same thing. And sure, Carrie Lake may, piss off some of the 2% of McCain voters still alive, but, Arizona is going to be 5-6 points towards Lake. I mean, Hobbs not that popular, and the stuff coming out of Arizona with the certain election, people are like, what the hell? Well, why should you be the governor of this great state of Arizona? So Arizona, I think, is be likely Republican. The polls even indicating that Lake is starting to get significant momentum. No real primary challenger left. So Arizona, likely Republican. Now we have the great state of New Mexico. This is the first hot take of the video. I firmly believe Ron Chetty is going to win. He's going to win this race. I had a feeling in 2020 that, he was going to be within, 5-6 points. It was within 5-6 points. the same gut feeling as saying he's going to be the next governor of the great state of New Mexico. I firmly believe it. I firmly believe Ron Chetty is going to pull off one of the bigger upsets of the night. I mean, the governor there has just lost a lot of support lately with all the scandals, the sexual assault stuff. I mean, look what happened to Van Taylor with, not as, way worse allegations, but still, he's collapsed in Texas. I think very similar in New Mexico, though it is New Mexico, but I do think the energy issue that's happening in New Mexico, that's going to kill the Democrat governor there. I mean, she is in big shit if, Biden doesn't, increase oil production dramatically. I mean, that's New Mexico's entire economy. It's like 90% oil. So, yeah, that's why I think that Ron Chetty's going to win. He is a good Republican. Again, I fully endorse him to become the next governor of the great state of New Mexico. As for Kansas, I'm not even going to mess around with this one. The Democrat governor's done. Not much to say. I mean, she's not going to win. She won on a fluke in 2018. Blue wave plus a split in the Republican vote. That's why she won. So that's an obvious prediction. Now we get Georgia. I'm not, again, Stacey Abrams lost. She's destroyed her entire campaign with the mask stuff. And her response to the whole masking thing, where it's like, she was in a room full of kids, she made them wear masks, she was maskless, walking around like a walrus she is. Like, I hate her. I despise Stacey Abrams completely. And I think either way, she's done. If it's Brian Kemp, she wins by, Brian Kemp will win by like 3-4 points. If it's Perdue, 5-6 points. So I averaged out maybe a 5-point victory for the Republicans. So basically a lean to likely margin. But Stacey Abrams is a joke. Her response to it has been disgusting. And she should just quit. That was disgusting what she did. Like, blaming the white supremacists for it. It's like, what the hell are you on? So hopefully Republicans capitalize on that. They are. And she will lose by a lot. I hope she gets crushed. So there's my tangent of the day. Now we get to the great state of Minnesota outside of the dumpster fire that is the Minneapolis area. Waldo will win. It's going to be closer than I said a couple months ago. I think it'll be like a 3, 4, 5-point win for Waldo. But I do think he's still going to hold on. Just freaking Minneapolis. Get your shit together. Though I do think the state legislature is fully flipping Republican. I mean, they've been barely holding on the Democrats at the state legislative level. The state Senate's Republican. The lower chamber, though, I think that's going to flip, though. So Waldo is hopefully, somehow loses. I don't think he will. If he does, though, I will not shed a tear. I will be very happy with that. As for my great state of Wisconsin, this is not even... I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. I'm just skipping this, like the Republican. Tony Evers is done. He's shooting himself in the foot. He's not even trying to, be like, I'm gonna run as a, moderate like I did in 2018, get some of those Trump voters. He's running as a full-on Bernie bro. And not like 2016 Bernie. He's running as like a woke version of Bernie. So it's gonna go horribly wrong. He's cringe on the issues, and he's just awful. He has bad optics. I mean, look what he did a couple years ago in the month of June with the gay flag stuff. That was just despicable what that clown did. So Evers is done either way. Republicans have some good candidates, not named Wickman. If Wickman's a nominee, well, shit. Shit, I may have to leave Wisconsin prematurely, but I'm joking. I'm never going to leave the state probably, but you get the point. Wisconsin is a likely Republican state for the governorship. Illinois likely. Republicans have some good candidates, but that's all I can really say. The loser there, the prick. I wish he would lose, but it's not going to happen. Just Chicago's way, just too much of the vote. Now for Michigan, I think Whitler's done. I think the Chad James Craig, the Chad, police officer of the Detroit Police Department, somehow that's one of the most stable parts of the country now. It's just like he's gonna win, I think, just purely on that. I mean, that's an accomplishment I don't think anybody could have done that. He made Detroit, as the commissioner of the police, one of the more stable and safer parts of America, of inner cities. I know that may sound crazy, it's still a mess, But compared to some cities like New York City, Detroit's calm right now. So that's an accomplishment in itself. So I think that James Craig, though, unironically, he is a good candidate. He is well known. And Whitler, just like a couple other clowns, I think they are screwed with the COVID stuff. Now for Ohio, I'm not even. The only reason this is not safe is because the loser there may win his primary. And it's just sad. I wish you could primary out DeWine, but I don't think it should happen. So that's the reason that's not safe. If it was safe, it would be. If it was not, DeWine, it would be safe. But sadly, it's not. As for Pennsylvania, oh my god. I am questioning Pennsylvania as a whole. Like, Democrats don't really have a number one candidate in Pennsylvania that I'm aware of. Again, if there's any candidates in any of these states, tell me in the description down below or comments down below. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any major, number one Democrat. And Republicans, I think, they have two good candidates. They have Mastrino and the other guy. Lou Barletta, that's his name. Sorry, I forgot his name for a second, but I think they're both solid enough candidates. They can both, win the state. I just have an issue with how bad this primary is going to get, so. But anyway, I think the Republicans will flip this one. I think the loser governor there, he's not even running, and he's won by a lot the past couple cycles. But nobody's going to replicate what he did. So, and Democrats don't have a real number one candidate that's an actual shot of winning. So I think it's going to be a tilt Republican state. Now for Maryland, again, without Larry Hogan, it's not going Republican. But I heard that there is a couple actual Republicans running in the state of Maryland. I don't think they're going to win, but I could see me within 10 points. Again, it may sound absolutely nuts, but I didn't realize Republicans do have some kind of life in the state of Maryland for actual candidates. So I think it could happen. I think Republicans, could be within 10 points. But still, I do think Republicans will lose this race. It will be the Democrats, first of two flips of the night. Maryland and, of course, Massachusetts. I think Republicans do have a candidate there, but you're never going to replicate Charlie Baker. Charlie Baker was a one-in-generational talent. Well, not talent, just, pure luck. I mean, the fact he ran as a Republican and did that good, you're never going to get that ever again. And without him running, that say it's an automatic flip for the Democrats. It's not going to be like 2020 presidential levels of, how bad Democrats win, but it's not going to be, within 10 points. I think it'll be like a 12-point win for the Democrats. Now, I do think Republicans, though, will flip the Connecticut governorship. And I made a video on the Connecticut governorship. Go watch it. Same thing applies. I mean, I think the Republicans have a good candidate there, Bob. And I think he's going to win. I firmly believe Bob is going to win. Now, for Maine. I'm just going to. My gut says Republicans will flip this race. But my head is telling me that Maine is going to stay Democrats, a lunatic governor there. And Republicans do have a solid candidate, the former governor of the great state of Maine. He is running. But I just think that Republicans, it's Maine. And until I see more polling, I'm going to have it barely go Democrat. But I think as of now, Democrats will pull off the victory here by the skin of their teeth, like barely. And this is my current prediction. I know this may seem like a best case scenario for the Republicans now, but after what we saw in Texas, and a lot of these states, they may not seem crazy. I mean, like New Mexico, Oregon, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Maine. These are the 6 real, pure toss-ups right now, but I do think Republicans will win 4 of them, Democrats will win 2 of them. And it kind of evens out. Republicans really only lose 2 states, Maryland and Massachusetts, while they gain a shitload. So this is my current prediction, of course. Let me just fill this out again. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope you did, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, again, this is based on, a more Republican environment than we expected. I mean, after Texas's results, I don't think this is crazy to say this is a serious possibility. Again, best case scenario, Maine, Oregon, potentially, Minnesota may flip. But as of now, I do think this is Republicans current, trajectory. So if you did enjoy, again, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.